Federal government urges labor unions to resume minimum wage negotiations. Apprentice arrested for horticulturist's alleged kidnap in Lagos. Police go after hit-and-run driver for killing Ogun pedestrian. Nigeria UAE face-off settled. Visa issuance begins soon. Federal government. 3 escaped death in Lagos-Ibadan road crash. Let's move on to the Sun. Tinubu commits to pay minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira. Return to path of negotiation, federal government tells Labour. We will not back down. Labour vows to strike as it enters second day. Any attempt to intimidate, provoke, blackmail our leaders at negotiation table will prolong strike. Labour. National Assembly, courts, schools, banks, hospitals grounded. Orji Uzor Kalu, separating truth from falsehood. What we are doing to end crude oil theft, Wilson, ex-Niger Delta agitator, Tantita coordinator. Many questions over APC Governors Forum's gradual decline in potency. Africa must prioritize building balanced, resilient debt portfolio. Cardoso. Federal government reforms necessary to save Nigeria from bankruptcy. Edun. And that's it on The Sun for this morning. Please note that these headlines were read as published according to the editorial guidelines of these various media outlets and have got nothing to do with Nigeria Info. So ensure that in reacting, you have all the facts and details while you share your thoughts. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. So you can go onto those platforms right now to watch live and be a part of the conversation. The phone lines to call in 0700 951 0000, 08095974869 and 08099930137. Also, Francis and Amani watching live from Amangunze says, good morning. The federal government should do everything possible to resolve the minimum wage issue as soon as possible. Hence, whatever is good for the goose is also good for the gander. And that's how he ends his message. Let's see what's happening on Facebook. Is Fubara a product of free and fair election? The man who made him wants to mar him. If he survives, good. If he goes down, it's his business. On Labour and federal government, it's about wheeling, dealing, and autocracy. The common man is not in the mix. Prince Ohifo. FHA Lugbe. And Ishako in Lugbe says, when it's time to meet workers' needs, it will compound Nigeria's economic problems. How much are the lawmakers collecting as wardrobe or newspaper allowance in a month? I blame Nigerians because we always fight ourselves because of our elites. Many of them believe we are worth nothing, reason they continue to treat Nigerians less than pets. The SUV they use, will 60,000 naira fuel be enough for them in a week, not to say a month? The day an average Nigerian comes to an understanding that our political class does not mean well for us, I believe we'll be on the road to free ourselves. We can now see what our political class, many of us, have experienced what they are doing to us. Nigerians, wake up. Nigeria will surely overcome, is how he ends his message. Let's get to the phone lines right now. You can send a message or call using the WhatsApp voice call option. Do well to move away from your device, state your name and location once you get through, and kindly go straight to your point.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Itodo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nigerian full family across the world. I remember humble self, Abubakar Ali Ketin. I'm calling from PW Kubwa. For the very first time in my life, I think I'm in total compliance with Labour and I align with them in totality. Labour, if the federal government can pass the national anthem bill in 48 hours, there is no gains. There is no going back on this. It's going to last a year. Stick your ground, because this is the only opportunity you have to redeem the trust of all Nigerians. Ground everything groundable. In fact, if you can ground the air, ground it. Because I think that is the only language the government of this country understand. Labour, we are with you. And secondly, did I hear you saying 1 billion for the manufacturers in Nigeria, intervention from Minister of Finance? Or is it 1 trillion? Please check it very well, because 1 billion is not even enough for the manufacturers within Buhari Area Council here in FCT Abuja, let alone Abuja, let alone the whole Nigeria. So please, we don't like comedy. We are in a period where we want serious action. What is 1 billion? We are talking of less than $1 million. What are we saying? Look, this guy should be very careful. They are already pushing us to the wall. We are close to the wall. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, Itodo. Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, this is Ojo, the next president.
Welcome, Ojo. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. One of your paper headlines said that Labour resuming government today. I want the Labour to be wiser than the government. They should not stick to one option. They should have 3-4 options. So that if governments fail in this one, you give them another one, so that people will know that, yes, you are transparent. Yeah, even though we know that it's not possible for federal government or private organized sector to pay 499,000 naira.
94.
You can give the other. You can give the other option of 200 with some condition, 150 with some condition. Peradventure, they will fix our refinery. The price of fuel will come down to where it was. They will return the electricity tariff to where it was. Then you can reduce the minimum wage to that level. If they can pay that amount, they should pay lesser amount with some conditions. So you see, Labour give government more options so that you push them to the wall to do the right thing. Like Tinubu Pekin said, this is the time we can hold them to ransom. Nigeria is not funny at all. Nigerian citizens, civil servants, workers must survive. Thank you.
All right. You can call the WhatsApp line right now. The phone lines are not available, so just call on WhatsApp using the WhatsApp voice call option 08099930137. Our engineers are working on the phone lines and it'll be back up in a bit. All right, but you can still watch live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. We're going through the headlines and having you react to these headlines as you get through. A lot of people are reacting differently to the strike, saying it's great that it goes on. But if what you're doing is affecting the masses directly, a lot of people had to sleep without electricity last night, except for those who maybe had generators running all night or other sources of power. The weather, not smiling at all in the FCT. So if these measures are affecting the citizens, is it effective enough? Is it for their good? Do we have to suffer a little bit more for the change that is being called for to be made and achieved? On YouTube, if the wardrobe allowance of a sitting senator will be higher than the take-home of a civil servant, then we are in a big mess. Let the masses rise and fight for their rights. Enough is enough, is what Emmanuel Clement on YouTube says. Good morning.
Mr. Dikin Itodo.
Welcome.
Yeah, Gaba Iduan. The man, of course, will be stuck.
Good morning. Welcome, Omar. Please go ahead.
Yes. on labor. You know you can actually drive Gary on the Abuja FCT road now.
Mm.
You can actually drive Gary. Like I was driving out from airport road. I was like, FCT be this. You see, this is like a language government understands. I don't like labor. I don't like the labor guys. I don't like the way they operate. But of course, with the way government are going about their activity, with their flamboyant lives, buying SUVs in three above millions, hundred of millions for themselves, and you tell me you cannot pay the Nigerian workers a certain amount of money. I am not a labor worker. I don't benefit for whatever they negotiate for, as far as I'm concerned. I'm a normal street business guy. You understand? I'm already out my business already as we speak.
Mm.
Yes, but I wanted to start their ground. This man called this minister. Sorry, pardon my language. The minister of power, who said to us he can increase whatever he wants to increase. Careless about how Nigeria felt. I think Labour should come for a person like that to be sacked. Labour should come. That minister should be sacked because it's not worth being a Nigerian minister. He should be leading his family, not a ministry for government of a country like Nigeria. You get it? This is my opinion. Labour, stand your ground. But first, that Nigeria government cannot meet up with that your demands. Find a way to tender something reasonable so we can move forward.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
How are you? Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. My name is Mrs. Someza. Inside the network is complying to the ongoing strike. I bet they shall allow us talk. That makes us happy. All right. I tried to Google the Minister of Labour. I didn't see substantive Minister of Labour. What I'm seeing is Minister of State. Does it mean that we have some ministries that don't have substantive minister now? If my research is right, I think the president needs to send the name of somebody to represent that ministry, because yesterday, no lights, no doubt about it, I used my phone to watch channel television. And my sister, the beautiful woman, Minister of State, was trying to market the government, but it's not sellable. So I think she did well, though. I am not condemning her, because people will say because she's a fellow woman, now we are fighting our fellow women. But I think there's a need for us to have a substantive minister if the person nominated moved to another schedule.
That was the Minister of State of Labor and Employment. Simon Lalong resigned to take up another appointment.
So it means that position is vacant. Just as we have Ministry of Humanitarian, the woman is facing EFCC and the rest. There's allegation levied against her, and we are not saying anything about it. I'm not comfortable. Mr. Tinubu is not that kind of person. The last regime, yes, they will do it and they will go free. They will manage. But Mr. Tinubu, I think they have forgotten. But with what happened yesterday, I'm bringing it to the fore. They should just do the needful. If they want to make this madam the minister, then make her. Then you bring another person as Minister of State. I will leave it at that. Painfully, a day before yesterday, around 2:30 a.m., I was awake. I noticed that the light was doing picky like disco light. So before you know it, began no light. And in the morning they announced that they are on strike. No problem, because this strike in the recent past is one of the most successful strikes. You know why? Body they pepper everybody, both the rich and that don't have. So I've not seen pro and against. But if Labour is not careful, they will now sponsor people that will come and be pro-government. They will forget that the pepper is peppering everybody. The message I want to send to Nigerians is, because of the disco lights that I observe, and there's no light, many people want to leave their fridge, freezer, other things on. So when they flash the light, it go cool. It's not advisable. In Buhari, I was sick, I noticed it. That type of light that is coming and is doing disco light, if you leave your electronics and they peradventure switch on the light and that thing happen, it can spoil your electronic, and it's not easy to buy anything at all.
All right.
Work clock now, not be my mate.
All right,
Thank
Mrs.
you very
Ameza.
much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Let's go on to the live feed right now and check out some of your thoughts. However, the federal government has asked the tripartite committee to meet every day for the next 1 week and reach an agreement with Labour. Does this mean that the strike will be sustained for 1 week? Will they call it off and ensure that things get back to normal somewhat, pending when they're able to reach an agreement? All these questions we'll get to get answers hopefully soon enough and see where we are headed regarding the strike action. Josiah Alba says, Labour, well done. How have Nigerians been surviving? Nigerians are not smiling at all. Dr. Mrs. Unma Labara in Nowhere says, let there be drastic cut down of lawmakers' jumbo allowances and provocative enumerations. They should also be a minimum wage to understand what Nigerians are passing through. Cost of governance must come down as we say no to frivolities. Tubo Belem Erisa says Labour should sustain this strike until demands are met. It's very difficult for civil servants to purchase anything in the market. All right, it's now 6:52. At 7 o'clock, it'll be time for the news, but we'll have some time, about 3 minutes or less, to take some of your feedback. So I'll take one call. The phone lines are back up right now. Thumbs up to our engineers. I take one call. You get 60 seconds. Please go straight to your point once you get through. Good morning. Sorry about that. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You have 50 seconds now. What's your name?
My name is Lawat Taufik.
Please go ahead, Taufik.
From Suleja.
All right, go ahead. Welcome.
Yeah, I want to understand what the meaning of minimum wage. So, to my own understanding, I believe that should be the salary of the lowest staff or cadre in an organization. I don't know if I'm right. Like your cleaner, your man, minimum wage should be their salary. Am I right?
It's the base salary anyone can be paid. So if you add other things on the side, then it could be more than that. But the base salary is what Labour is pushing for right now, which conforms to your explanation. The least anyone can earn or should earn.
I think if the salary can have more, the labor can have more options, as one of the callers suggested, and some conditions attached to it, like bringing it to 150 and let our refinery work. So other things can also be affected. If the refinery is working and we mine our own, refine our own fuel here in our country, I think other things will reduce and the
all right, Taufik,
will also be.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Mahmoud Mohammed on YouTube. The Minister of Labour on yesterday was struggling to defend the government. Is what Mahmoud thinks about the statement that she made. But we'll get to listen to her on the lead at 7:30 and see what you make of the thoughts she shared regarding the Labour strike. We'll go on the break right now. After the news at 7, we'll be back to get more of your reactions. But you can catch up on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja.
5 Alive Poppy. So much pop. So many.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.